Hey everybody, Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net, here with video number 7 of Real Youth Pastors Don't Starve. As you can see, I'm in the studio today, what I call Fusion Studios, which is my office, which is part of my reclaiming of the artist title. I don't come to an office. Office is about busy work. Artistry is about being in the studio and about creating things. So my office space is no longer just for other things, it's for creating things. So that's part of a mindset I talked about in the last video. And if you haven't seen the last video, there's a link up here somewhere where you can get to that. If you're brand spanking new, you've never seen any of these videos before, there's a whole series of these videos where I try to convince you that you are in fact an artist and not just a drone in the ministry system, but God has created you to be creative and that you can use the things that God's gifted you with to glorify Him, but also to advance the kingdom and even your own career. And today I want to talk to you about a feeling I had for a very long time, and that was the feeling of an island of desperation, right? You're on this island and you just feel like there's no hope there at all. Here's the deal though, here's where I corrected myself. Or maybe the Holy Spirit checked me and just said, listen, all this stuff you're doing is practice, right? Everything I've done for the past 27 years has been practice for something else. And I truly believe that now. I truly believe that everything I've done, the videos I'm making, all those things is practice for something else that God will open the door for when it's time for that door to be opened. And what I used to think, though, I used to have a youth pastor. His name is, I'll call him Bob. And Bob was my second youth pastor and a great guy. But I can remember getting really pissed off at him at one time because he had been fired from a youth ministry, and nothing wrong. It was just one of those crappy situations that you can't do anything about. But as a young man, he did not go back in and try to find another youth pastorate. And my mind was blown. I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you not going back?" Because I sensed in my own, I was like, man, this is a life thing. You're supposed to do this forever. You're supposed to do this forever. Well, listen, 27 years into this, I understand the naivety of my statements, but he went off to go clean pools and has been cleaning pools for the past 20 some odd years and is enjoying it. Who am I to say anything about that? I didn't know anything when I was younger. I was like stupid and whatever. And he still does ministry in the church. And so Bob, if you ever see this, I apologize. Now, for the past 7 years, I have been blogging, making videos, doing creative things, creative works, doing a lot on my Instagram and my youth ministry Instagram, and using what I do within the youth ministry to do all those things, to be able to equip you guys. And I just had to say to myself, okay, well, what is all this about? What is this about? What's next, right? Because sometimes we can feel like that island of desperation. Am I ever going to get off this island? Think about this. This is what Jeff Goins says in his book, Real Artists Don't Starve, which is what this whole series is based upon. The fact that I do not want youth pastors starving in their own calling, starving in the place where they're at, on an island where maybe there's not much food. And you say, well, how do I deal with this? Well, Jeff Goins says this: we want to believe that if we just do our jobs well enough, that the audience will just find us. But that's not how it works, Jeff says. And I completely agree with that. There was a time where I really, really believed, said, look, if I just do great work, somebody's going to notice me. Well, look at it this way. Think about Tom Hanks, right, in Castaway. Listen, this is a guy who wanted to get off the island in the worst way. I mean, if you're on an island of desperation, you want to get off that island. Well, the only way to get off that island is to do what Tom Hanks did, as anybody does, right? He made a fire, right, so people could see it. He made signs out of rocks, help me, right? He did that. But finally, in the end, he made a boat, a raft of some structure, and shipped himself out, launched himself out into the deep, saying, listen, going out there is better than remaining here and dying. It reminds me of the story of those lepers in the Old Testament, right? They said, well, why stay here and die? And they marched forward, and God used their footsteps to scare off the army, and they left, and they wound up getting all their loot. And so for me and you today as youth pastors, I want to encourage you. You're going to have to do so. You have to take that thing that you're really good at, whatever that is, and you're going to have to launch it out somewhere. You're going to have to put it out into the universe, whether that's on your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever it is, whatever that talent or skill is, and say, look, I want to start doing this. I think I'm really good at it. Put it out there. Put it out there so that other people can connect with you, because I believe believe the more videos I make, the more blog posts I write, the more things I share, that's going to connect somewhere. Somebody's going to connect with that, and then comes whatever is next. But maybe you're wondering, what is next? Let me just remind you of this quote here with Jeff Goins. He says, before art can have an impact, it must first have an audience. In other words, if you want the stuff that you create, put it out there. The stuff I write, I put up in my store and I advertise, right? You know this because I post it here a lot of times, by the way, link in the description. He says, listen, don't hide the hobby you love. Don't hide the ministry you do. Promote it, be proud of it, be proud of the work, be proud of the art that you create. Because when you do it, you're going to put yourself out there, and then whatever's next is going to find you. Leave me a comment down below and tell me, what hobby, what thing are you doing right now that you could launch out into the universe there on your Facebook, on your Instagram. Do it consistently, and maybe it even connects kids to you because that's your hobby, that's your thing. You can connect it to the community so people can see what you do in the youth ministry, right? So you tell me, what is it you're practicing right now? What are you getting really good at that you could launch out into the community, launch into your social, all those things, and tell me what you're getting good at, because it could lead then to you finding what's next for your life. So I want to just thank you guys for watching the videos and being a part of this. If you're brand spanking new, by the way, thank you for watching this, hanging with me for a little while. Be sure to, if you want videos like this in your inbox, there's a little bell down there. Be sure to click that and then click it, the little box in there. That will get videos and will alert you when I make new videos, and it'll wind up in your inbox there. And if you're a regular, thank you so much for hanging out, being a part of this community, this network, like I said last time, and I hope it's an encouragement to you guys. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. That tells me you like the video and you want more of them. And so I just want to remind you, go out there, man, own all of that, put it out there. Whatever you have, put it out there, and then God can use it to bring on what is next in your life. So that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging with me, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you later.